Hi. I feel like I got a hair on my face. Today is Saturday, March 16th. So the month is halfway over. I was looking at plane tickets. I just need to figure that out. Once I get to Denver, will I have a way to get to my house? Flying would be much nicer, but it's still a long roundabout thing. Because I will be going, if I fly, I would fly out of Portland. So I have to take the train to Portland, have my girlfriend pick me up, and then have her to take me to the airport. That's what I was asking for her to do. But that's about the only way I can do it. And I found a good price on a ticket, but I just need to know. I really don't want to go by myself unless I could persuade Joe to go help me with that house in Downs. I need a lot of things. I need to do a lot of things. Like I could license that truck. But that means I have to insure that truck and license that truck, so that's a big expense. And then the gasoline to put in it to go anywhere. Because I could load it up with my tools and head to Downs and take care of that house a little bit. However, can't do it by myself. You always need help from a partner. You know? Two is much better than one. Unless you do not communicate. I was a product of several accidents because of poor communication. And Joe too. He expected me to know. This story is terrible. It's funny, but it's terrible. I have a few of those. But he tweaked his back trying to hold a truss in place when he had handed me the screwdriver. I mean, without telling me what's going on, he hands me the screwdriver to screw in the truss, right? And the screw is hanging off the thingy. And we're up on a ladder thingy. Probably a scalpel. I don't know if we weren't. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is he was straining all he could. And he gives me this screwdriver to do that with, right? And he's got it in reverse. I mean, even if it would have been going straight, it would have been a lot easier, you know, because you only got one shot. You get your screw, the point of your screw into the wood. I mean, it's just facing the wood. And then you pull on the trigger. It needs to do the screwing thing, not the unscrewing thing. Okay? He had it on the unscrewing thing. So then I lost the damn screw too. And he's here holding this truss and tweaking himself. And I've got to get a screw and get the thing in the right position. You know, going in instead of reversing out. It was a disaster. All for poor communication. He just expected me to know exactly what was in his head and to do it. But then he had it on reverse. So he sabotaged me, which sabotaged him. So it's not funny. It's really not funny because it hurt his back pretty good. And we went to all that trouble for naught because we never finished it. And then it fell down in the wind. I kept saying, we got to do something. It's going to blow down. The wind was so bad, and it did. So all the trusses that we did get up fell down. So we had all these trusses like in a U shape on the inside of the building. I should have a picture of it, but I know I don't. I don't think I took one. The roof was too complicated. He wanted to do one of those barn type roofs, and it just was too complicated. Plus, he did the trusses himself instead of buying them already done. If you buy them already done, they're precision. You know, they're all the same. Instead, we got them up there and they were not all the same. And then the wood that he used was chipboard for the joining of the trusses, which is not real strong to have to be moving it around. It is strong, but you know what I mean? Digging into it with screws in a few different places is chewing it up. Oh, pretty flowers coming. Okay, I'm gonna go over there. It's time for the flowers. So what are these? They're hanging over, like maybe they were up, like maybe they were daylilies or something. But surely they would, okay. So they're in the shade right now. Yeah, so they probably will stand up here in a little while because I see one over there opening up. So I wonder if these would be considered daylilies or something else. Pretty cool. It feels real nice actually with the sun. Well, that's interesting. Okay. I see 3 T-posts, and they got something on the top of them. I don't know what that is. Like maybe you could use it with a string or something to help shape the tree, help keep it standing straight up. Pretty cool. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of T-posts too. That reminded me of that. I guess I'll turn around here. I'm going further up the road without thinking. Okay. You know what I was saying the other day, that I had the T-posts and they're laying there on the ground. Well, the dirt piled up over it as the wind moves the dirt around. You don't even know they're there. You have to know that they're there or you'd never find them. Probably have to dig them out again because I've already done that, dug them out. But yeah, I got a bunch of T-posts. That really should go to fence in the perimeter of the property. That would be cool. See, we were not using the property to its full extent. And really, if we wanted something to grow, I guess we should have planted. Like plant grass so that some good grass will grow. That first year we got 19 bales on just that one side there. And after that, only 7. So it was like, it was worth getting it done just to get the place mowed down. Really, if you go in and you plant seed, you could harvest, I think, 3 times from, spring to fall. If you could get some good bales are costing pretty pennies. If you had animals, you wanted them for yourself. I spent a bloody fortune on food for them animals. So sorry about that. I wished I would have done something when I could. And then I wished I would have stayed smaller. Get carried away. You don't need that much, Unless you've got money in your pockets. Butchering a cow costs a lot of money. But still, when you compare to what it costs at the store, oh my God. Can't believe the cost now. Okay, so there's a double. A double trail, and then there you've got those 2 that are crisscrossing right there. And all the way down there. Strange. Yeah, there's probably a reason. Maybe it's a simple reason I don't know about. All right, so have you guys watched Eureka? I haven't seen that in a long time, but I like that show. It's about a city of scientists. Everybody there are scientists that work at a certain place. Government, but not. I think it might have been private, but it was involved, so no, it couldn't have been private. It was about top secret stuff, and they were developing technology there. It was a good show. A sheriff, I don't know if he was a sheriff or a marshal or what he was. He might have been a U.S. Marshal. Was transporting his own child who was being a delinquent. Probably back home to her mom. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he was going through this town. And a lot of stuff happened. And then he got all involved. And I don't know how to say what was happening, but it was scientific. And it was like the picture. Just take your reality and say it's a picture in front of you, okay? Like right now, my picture is this neighborhood, and I'll show you. I've got houses in a neighborhood, so this is where I'm at. But the picture, so I take a picture of what I can see, and then see it unraveling. It's coming apart, and half of it's disappearing. Well, that's what happened in this town. And it took half the sheriff's leg off, I think. Not the marshal. The marshal ends up taking the sheriff's job because the sheriff is incapacitated. But it's just a unique show. I enjoyed it. In fact, I wouldn't mind watching it again. I wonder if it's on right now. What I mean is, we only watch certain few channels on Dad's TV. He probably has a whole lot that we could watch. And I can't remember where I used to watch Eureka. It was probably on a few channels. So that one, I wouldn't mind watching that one, and also Once Upon a Time. It's been a long time since I saw those. I haven't seen really anything except for what I put on my iPad. Is I did sign up for the Hallmark movies because I like those. But I don't stop and take the time to sit down and watch one. I go to sleep with them, so I have seen through the Wedding Bell series. Not sure if I've seen them all. But anyway, they're lighthearted with happy endings. Oh, I hear the dogs up on the roof. Up on the roof. I guess some people are walking by. Yeah, I need to get the copy of my card and that code for going to the gym, because I could be going to the gym. Just got to take Dad's car and drive out there. Would love to have my own little car. Just pop in my car and go. Says, let me down. I want to come over there and bark at you close up. Okay, well, I showed you guys those guys the other day, so I don't need to do that. I'll just turn around again. I guess I'll show you, and maybe if you can make the screen bigger. Anyway, then the dog that's barking is down the streetways. Yeah, so that song is playing in my head now. Then I drift away, and you arrive by my side. All my days feel the same, but at night you call my name, and everything turns around when you come around. Doo-doo. Okay. Yes, there's other verses. Yeah. It's a dream, but I'm not dreaming. This is real, all too real. Days I spent when I'm not dreaming makes me feel like I don't want to feel. And then I drift away, and you arrive, be by my side. All my days feel the same, but at night when you come around, everything turns around. Nice song. So true. Look at those. Okay, I'm going to show you again. See the trails? Strange. Okay, well, my legs are saying, hey, you've walked a little ways, but I don't think I have. But I can feel it. I'll walk to the end of the street and then back to the house. Huh. I gotta sit down and get these ads done. I need to find good pictures of my stuff. I need to get the titles in my hands so I can sign off on them. So I've got to go get a label. That's what I need to do. Get an envelope and address it and send it to Joe. And then he could send me back my documents that I need. Because even if I advertise and stuff, I don't have the titles ready to go. I have the titles, I just don't have them where I can sign them off. So this is the middle of the month, and I did find a good ticket for the first, second, or third. I found it would be $49. And it's bare bones. You don't get, you can only get your personal item because it's with, what you would call it, Frontier. Frontier will give you a really good basic price, but then when you add everything on it, then you're up like with everybody else. And I would rather travel with Southwest. I like them. And I haven't looked to see what kind of deal they got. But I will say, I went and bought a bag. I've done this more than once. I bought a bag that'll fit underneath the seat in front of you. That is where your personal item goes, and you get that one for free. But you don't get a purse. You only get one item. They're really stingy about that. But anyway, I've got a suitcase that I bought specifically for that. So if we just not gotta overstuff it, because you can overstuff it. All right, I'm at the house. I wonder if there's any other flowers starting yet. This is the front yard. I see some green things over there, so one of these days soon they'll probably have sticks with flowers attached. Should come out here and rake all these leaves up, huh? Okay. It was cute. I think everything needs to be refurbished. Like these little statues over here. Really cute. And there's a chicken, the other one's laying down. Some of them are resting on their side. And then here's a couple of little trees. These could get decorated for Christmas. And then over here needs some attention. There's those slats. I wonder if they rotted off. I see those down there. See that whole space right there is missing. At least they're there. I thought they were all gone. So, okay. Just checking it out. So I don't see any other flowers. It's time to plant some. Okay, there's the little purple ones right there. They're just starting to grow, so you can't really see them. But wherever you see the green, it looks like there's going to be some more purple ones over there. All right, Jessica Lynn. I can't remember what day it was that it's whenever I was with you and it was springtime. I don't really know if it was Easter. It was like Mother's Day. I don't know when Daughter's Day is, but I'm sure there is one. Anyway, it's time to get some flowers. Or you still having snow? Denver had a big old snowstorm. So I guess it's not time. It seems like it is time here, okay? So I'll go next door. I think I see some yellow flowers over here. Up by their house, though. And then I can't tell what you can see, so I have to hit and miss here. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Step up on the sidewalk. Okay. They're not tulips, I don't think. Can you see them? No, I'm a way long ways away. Well, I would go right up there and take a picture, but I don't feel like I ought to. There's a deer over there, and then there's a jalopy with a welcome sign on it. And then here's a little, what is that? Is that a raccoon? The face almost looks like a raccoon. Hopefully you can see it. There's going to be flowers growing into that green stuff here before long, too. I see purple. Anyway, I see leaves of green. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da 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 da. I sang that the other day. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes. Love is a many splendored thing. Isn't that what they say? I don't know about my body. I think, let's see, it's been 24 minutes. I'm going to stop in here and see what I do. squeaky door. Okay. Come over here and see. Yeah, I know. I go to say things and I've already said them, so it's like you get this small picture because I'm using my iPhone. But if I was using my iPad, you get the whole screen would be a picture. So I have to get the scriptures on my iPad because I'm videotaping on here. All right, let's see. I'm going to do something here. Sit you right there. Okay. Maybe I'll just take them off. Should have taken these off first. Yeah. You learn by doing, okay? Yeah, you should learn before you do, but sometimes you just learn while you're doing it. Having animals on the farm and all the different things. There's a lot involved. But it could be a lot better. If you had the well pumped into the house, you could even take the house over to the well. But then you've got to get the power over there. But that would be okay too, because then it would be close to that building that we have up on the hill. Just have to have the money to do that. Get the power over there and put a house over there. And yes, we happened to be there a year that it flooded. It rained and rained and rained, like the 40 days and 40 nights, it seemed like it did, And it flooded pretty good out there. And then down behind us, I think it might be on top of, no, we're up top. So the point is, let's see, behind us anyway, the terrain went down a little bit, okay? So the road, there's a dirt road that goes around the property, a mile by a mile by a mile, I think. It's either a mile or 2 miles, but I'm thinking it's one. A section of land, I think, is a square mile. And so that would make sense. The roads are that far apart. Anyway, that road was probably like 10 feet underwater that year, okay? But that wasn't my place. My place did have a flood going on. It was saturated pretty good. But anyway, so Joe wanted to put that building up on that hill. But see, the thing about the flood deal is it usually happens once every 100 years. I mean, there are places that I've looked at that used to be a river bottom, but they don't have any water in it, and they might have water in it once in 100 years or something like that. I don't know. So maybe I'm wrong on that. But the point is, we put the damn building way over there when we had power where we were. So the building has no power when it could have power. And I looked into it. We did everything we were supposed to do except for pay for it. Found out what it was going to cost, and that was just out of the question. $12,000, and that was then. I'm not sure what it would be now. But I could get power over to my building for $12,000. And then the well is right there. However, I'm not sure if it qualifies as a well. It's 30 feet deep. Doesn't run out of water. It's got plenty of water. But it is shallow. It would be a shallow well. So I don't know if they even, if it qualifies. And that's good if it doesn't qualify. Because you should be able to have at least one well, and I was told two. So if they don't count that one, then you could have one on either side of the property. That's the other thing they said, is you can split the property in half. Now, this is the people that I traded properties with. So I haven't talked to the actual powers that be. And I talked to a different neighbor who said that, no, he said, I think you can cut a piece out, like 5 or 10 acres, and it just takes money in order to do that. Probably involves a damn survey. Now, I would like my property surveyed. I'd like to know exactly where it's supposed to be. But I just accepted it the way it was because I wasn't worried about it at the time. You can always go back and have it done. It's just a costly thing. So anyway, you can get, I was told, a reliable source, different neighbor, said I could get a domestic well for $7,000. So that's the thing. I've got the property. Just have to come up with the money for the well, the septic, and the electric. I mean, if we wanted to put it different than where my property is right now. In other words, on the property, there's power, and then we have trailers all around that. But things, you know, if we had the ability, we could move everything around. I'd like that. I don't want my things to fall apart, but they already have. Like the one trailer we were using for a dog trailer, the roof blew off the back of it. Then we had exposed wires. I was paying a bloody fortune for electric, and that was why. Didn't know that for a long time. The roof was off the back of it, and then the wires were hanging through the ceiling, probably arcing. And every time it rained, just imagine. Rain and the wind blow. Craziness. Really crazy. Need to take care of business. So, those trailers that are there, though, we could reinforce and build up and make a building out of. You just add on to the frame that's there. Take the power out that's there and put new power in. And you don't have to make it all technical. In other words, like I said before in that other one, you know, you can move into a box and then just put a power cord. Put a couple of power cords in that have the ability to hold a lot of juice. You know, they've got these things with 3 arms on it that you can plug into a heavy duty power cord. And then you could go from there. You might even be able to put a surge protector in one of those. Or other drop cords that take you to a different place. There's a way around it. If you know how to do it, then I think that's the way it is at my place, is you do it and then they'll come and inspect it. So you don't have to pay the electrician if you know how. Joe got our power hooked up pretty good when we got that trailer. Right after we got it home, he had it hooked up before long. It's a nice trailer. It needs help. And those are the things you do when you don't have money. You buy cheap and then you try to fix it up. But you don't forget you're supposed to do it. Because we were too busy. We moved right in. We're living in a small space. So, that trailer could be really nice. I can see it in my mind's eye right now. Just need to go over there and take care of it. I even got the panels for the outside of the walls. You know, the outside wall. Because those were in bad shape, bad shape. It had a new roof on it, so the roof is not supposed to be a problem. But the windows and around the windows, the water got in, so the panels got rotten around the windows. So, you know, there's things that need to be changed. But it's doable. It's not something we would want to do, but if we have to do it, we do, you know. So what it is 14 foot wide by 74 foot long. And what it has is an open space. The living room and the dining area and the kitchen area and the laundry area is all in the same space. Big, great room, okay? And then on either end, there's like one has a big bedroom and then a big bathroom that spans the whole trailer. Just needs the plumbing working, and it needs to be shored up, as in the air getting into the house. So I think putting up the new walls, making sure the insulation is in place and all that good stuff can help with that. I mean, the wind blew through there's a place for the water heater, which there isn't a water heater. But we have a water heater at the other trailer over there, and I'm sure it works. Anyway, it's just a matter of he hasn't had any help. I couldn't help him do a lot of things because I bought the stuff to do the plumbing for the trailer, that PEX pipe. It may freeze, but it won't burst. But anyway, I even bought the spray-in insulation too, Joe. Let's see. Anyway, so in the bedroom, in the big bedroom, there was a part of the end of the closet was actually the next wall. On the other side of that wall was the water heater, which opened up into the outside. Okay, so the wind was really howling through there. And so it was coming through the wall too. So I'm just saying there's some things you could do to get rid of problems. And that would be a good thing to do right now, before next winter comes. But that space, we're not going to use that kind of a water heater, so that space could actually be reclaimed. Just put the wall on the outside and open it up into the house. And you know, they've got these little teeny fireplaces for these tiny homes. I need to find one so I can show it to you. But it's just a little wood stove. I'm talking little, little wood stove. So that could fit there. Just picture a 2 foot by 2 foot room, which is where the water heater is. We'll be generous, 2 foot at least, 2 foot by 2 foot square, and then goes up, you know, big water heaters in there. Since we used an at point of service water heater, it's not an on demand. Okay, on demand you got to have 220 and you got to wire it special and all that stuff. Well, this is at point of service water heater, and it plugs into the electricity. Just plug it in, and then you put the water coming in and the water going out. You plug those into it and put it where your sink is or where your bathroom is, and then it just heats the water that you need right there. Now, I don't know about running I don't know, because in the trailer it's 28 feet, and we had that water heater under there he did hook it into the water line though. So there's a way to screw in the water. Is that what it is? I think it is. How quickly we forget. Anyway, I think it screws in because it is a park model, whereas you could go to a mobile home park and just screw into the water and plug into the electricity and put the septic hose out and you're set to go. That's pretty trip. So don't have to worry about holding tanks. Just need a septic to plug into, and then the water hose. Yeah, we had one. But there's a better way to do what we've done. We haven't done it. There's a better way to get your water in the trailer. Okay, you plug in, But in our situation, we don't have pressurized water, okay? So you don't turn on the valve and it works, or do you? I don't know what I'm talking about now. It's so for the fact that there should be like old campers where you had a toggle switch on the inside. You flip the switch and the water pump works and the water comes in, and you flip the switch and it stops. But that's the extent of what I know. Anyway, we need to get that figured out. Yeah, if I could afford it, I could go get my truck and my trailer, load my trailer up with my stuff, and then bring it back up here. But I need a place to put it. I need to advertise my truck, but I really hate to. It's a nice truck. It's just that a nice car would be nice for me instead of a truck. I want a car that gets about 50 miles to the gallon, that I can zip in and out every which way. I can decide to leave and go away for a couple of days and come back. You know? Can't cage an animal. I'm an animal. No. I know. Some people know what I mean. You feel like you're a prisoner because you can't get out and do anything. You need to be able to get out and do some stuff. Go get a respite, a break. Everybody needs a break. And I need to go to Denver area. It's real easy where I need to go. Real easy. But I don't know about from Florida. Where I gotta go is up by Highway 80. Highway 80 is 1 hour north of my property. Excuse me. And then I also need to go to Kansas, and Highway 80 would lead me into there. But I'm not sure how far down it is. I ought to look that up. Because that would be straight down too. You could just keep on going on 80. I don't know. I've got to look at the maps. It's been a long time. But I know we did that. We left Downs and went straight north until we got to 36. I think it was called 36. I don't know. I'll have to go check that out. It's too far away from my mind. I could stay right on that road, though, and get there. This is real. Oh, so real. Yeah, I had a real nice dream the other day. I can see how that'd be so cool if you could dream like that all the time. If I could control my dreams, not have any bad things happen in them. Just have to give them a chance, I guess. Just need to control what's going into your head. But that doesn't always work. As far as I used to have bad dreams, and I know I didn't put those bad dreams in my head, they just happened. So I tried to steer away from those. Put something else in my head in its place, and then I didn't have to listen to that or see that. Okay. Need to make a menu up of good things to eat and then get some stuff to make those good things to eat. That's the beginning, isn't it? Make up a menu of what do you want, what do you like. And then you want to have something that you can have leftovers. So you don't have to cook every single meal. You can just heat up some. I'm lazy. You know, eating is the last thing on my mind. However, I can see why someone should plan. You need to plan so it makes it easier. And then there's a show. I will endorse those people too. I don't know if endorse is the right word, but I will tell you about them. 6 Sisters. So SIX Sisters. And they make frozen meals. And they have big families. So they'll get the gallon-sized bags, okay, and then they got a little stand they clip it to. And then they have these recipes. They have a lot of them that you can use to make freezer meals. And what it is for your instant pot. So it's a pressure cooker meal or a slow cooker meal, either one, okay? You just take them out of the freezer and bloom and you go, because you've already prepped everything. They are excellent. So I can't think of anything right this minute, you know, but they would have, say, for instance, chicken breast, and then maybe a whole jar of a sauce. Just put the whole jar of sauce in there. And then whatever else you're going to put in there, you know, like maybe you want to put frozen vegetables and stuff in there, or fresh vegetables, and you're going to freeze them. Because you're going to freeze whatever you put in that bag. But if you just go and look up 6 Sisters, you'll find them. And they've got some great, great recipes. Good stuff, Maynard. So yeah, slow cooker. If you started getting yourself in the habit, you started in the morning. You've already got it prepped, okay? So then you just start it in the morning, and by the time you get home, it is delish. Your whole house smells like it. And you can just go about eating instead of having to prepare later. And so people, especially that have big families, you know, they got to be on the ball. So that's what that's about. Eating good, on a budget, but eating good, and everybody gets some. You know, instead of starving, wondering what you're going to eat. What am I going to eat? What am I going to make to eat? I hate that part. But it's because I never was prepared either. So I think first you figure out what meals you want, and you figure out the ingredients you need to make them. And then if you are a very busy person, you make some of those freezer meals. So you need freezer space, which saves you a lot of time and money. And how nice it would be to come home and your meal is done, right? One that's tasty, instead of trying to throw some crappy thing together. I'm just not good in the kitchen, but I bet I could be. We could all be better. It's just that that's the last thing on my mind until I'm starving to death. And then it's like, oh, what am I going to eat? And I did. Oh, there's fish in there. I made fish last night, but it's the kind of fish that was bigger. We only needed 1 piece. And then Dad wants it like the way it was so good out of the air fryer, I must say. Well, Austin has moved out, and his air fryer went with him. So we need to get one, because what a difference. I made it in the oven last night, okay? I put shrimp in there and cod. It was already breaded, ready to go. And it was so good in the air fryer. Perfect. But not in the oven. It had a lot of oils and stuff down on the thing, and it just wasn't crispy like Dad likes it, and he just didn't like it. But I enjoyed it. It's just I'd had too much to eat. One would have been sufficient of the fish. It was real good sized pieces. And they came from Costco, okay? Boy, the shrimp was so good too. I enjoyed that. But much better in the air fryer. So I think that he might want to do that. One minute he wants to, the next minute he says, "You think I'm gonna go spend $30 to?" I says, "Well, whatever, Dad." But he complained about the fish and didn't eat it, and he loves fish. So, no, I'm not perfect. Give me the right tools, and I'll do better. We had shrimp, and it was a fantail or whatever. I don't know. It was flat and breaded, and it was so good. You know, and it had the little tip on it, which you break off. But the rest of it was just flat. So I don't know, really plankton or plankin or something. Anyway, it was very, very good. Very good. So now I know the fish is in there. I might have to go have some. To my children, my one daughter and my 5 grandchildren, and if the other ones want to claim me, I'll take you too. So what did I want to say? Eat good. I think it was along those lines. I got lost. Just know that I love you and I want you to take care of yourself. And I was not the best of an example at all. And my throat is definitely needing help. I need a hot toddy. Well, that might be good. Not that I need it. I just need something to soothe my throat so it doesn't sound raspy. But I'm going to go have me some fish. Maybe I should cook some more shrimp. The shrimp was really good. It's just that in the baking, it sat in its juices, so it wasn't crispy like you wanted it. One side was. I thought it was really good. But maybe he had too much shrimp and couldn't eat the fish. He doesn't seem to have a lot of room in his tummy. But it's because probably of the Metamucil. He takes fiber in the morning, and I'm sure that affects it. And I've been taking the fiber too every once in a while with my meal because I know it's supposed to help with my blood sugar and your cholesterol. And I probably should stop. Where are we at? 52 minutes. Okay. You know what? I thought about reading a little bit. Okay, don't want to forget you guys are there. What I need to do is see. I always say those words. I want to see. But you do know there's more than one meaning to that. I want to understand means I want to see. And what about the words I see you? I see into your soul. And I find you to be a marvelous, wonderful being. Okay. That second Nephi 27, I had already read that. And I was going to go back to Pearl of Great Price. Go back to Moses. And I don't think I read Moses 2. Okay. Let me see how many verses there are. 31. That's not bad. Okay, guys. I'll try to remember to mark this down. My stuff hasn't been working with me very well. Okay, I'm going to read Moses 2 out of the Pearl of Great Price. Just wish that my voice would cooperate here. I know I just had water. I'm going to have a little water and then I'm going to read that. All right, so this is in the Pearl of Great Price. It says, chapter 2. So this is Moses chapter 2. And then it says, June through October 1830. God creates the heavens and the earth. All forms of life are created. God makes man and gives him dominion over all else. Verse 1. And it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, I reveal unto you concerning this heaven and this earth. Write the words which I speak. I am the beginning and the end, the Almighty God. By mine only begotten I created these things. Yea, in the beginning I created the heaven and the earth upon which thou standest. And the earth was without form and void, and I caused darkness to come upon the face of the deep, and my spirit moved upon the face of the water, for I am God. And I, God, said, Let there be light, and there was light. And I, God, saw the light, and that light was good. And I, God, divided the light from the darkness. And I, God, called the light day, and the darkness I called night. And this I did by the word of my power, and it was done as I spake. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And again, I, God, said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the water. And it was so, even as I spake. And I said, Let it divide the waters from the waters. And it was done. And I, God, made the firmament and divided the waters, yea, the great waters under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so, even as I spake. Here's verse 8. And I, God, called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And I, God, said, Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place. And it was so. And I, God, said, Let there be dry land. And it was so. And I, God, called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called I the sea. And I, God, saw that all things which I had made were good. And I, God, said, Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit, after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed should be in itself upon the earth. And it was so, even as I spake. And the earth brought forth grass, every herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed should be in itself after his kind. And I, God, saw that all things which I had made were good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And I, God, said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And I, God, made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And the greater light was the sun, and the lesser light was the moon. And the stars also were made, even according to my word. And I, God, set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and the sun to rule over the day, and the moon to rule over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And I, God, saw that all things which I had made were good, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And I, God, said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl which may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And I, God, created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And I, God, saw that all things which I had created were good. And I, God, blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And I, God, said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind. And it was so. And I, God, made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything which creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And I, God, saw that all these things were good. And I, God, said unto mine only begotten, which was with me from the beginning, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. And it was so. And I, God, said, let them have dominion over the fishes of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. And I, God, created man in mine own image. In the image of mine only begotten created I him. Male and female created I them. And I, God, blessed them, and said unto them, be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And I, God, said unto man, behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which shall be the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Okay, I'm going to read that again because I didn't do very good. I'm going to just start at verse 29. And I, God, said unto man, behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which shall be the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein I grant life, there shall be given every clean herb for meat. And it was so, even as I spake. And I, God, saw everything that I had made, and behold, all things which I had made were very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. And that's the end of Moses chapter 2. So on the sixth day he made man. is he just talking to him? Did I get lost? And I created man in mine own image. In the image of mine only begotten created I him, male and female created I them. That was on the 6th day. So the 7th day he rested. And some people correlate, think about, the 7 seals. And then there's the 7th day, the day of rest, 1,000 years when Jesus will reign on the earth could be the 7th day in God's time, okay? I don't know. That's confusing to me, so never mind. It was just a little thought I threw out there. But that chapter is over. And I do know on the 7th day he rested. The Sabbath day, but also the earth. Something to do with that. Let me see what happens here if I look at 3. There's 25 verses to that. I'm already over an hour. I don't know, maybe I'll read it separate, but it's gonna be good. There's a 33. Okay, that was my sign. I guess I better get off here. I need to go find something to eat so that I keep going. You guys have a great day, okay? I hope you enjoyed the reading. Interesting.